Okay, thank you for choosing Studio 82 pattern to make your own cheongsam or other unique costume. And today we will make the ʻaʊ଼daɪ. Okay, it's the famous traditional dress of Vietnam. And ʻaʊ଼daɪ is actually not a dress. It is a coat with long upper, non slit. Most of them, the slit will reach the ground, and when you're wearing ʻaʊ଼daɪ, you must wear the pants with it, and the pants also will use the same fabric we'll use the same fabric with the coat, upper coat, and normally it's silk and cotton. The fabric has drips. Okay, we have 10 patterns here to make this ʻaʊ଼daɪ. And first, there are 3 patterns of sleeve. Okay, these 2 are a pair, and this is a one piece sleeve pattern, and you can choose these 2 or just this one. Okay, the difference with these 2 types of sleeves is if you choose these 2, you will have a shoulder to sleeve seam here, and you need to sew the 2 pieces. Sew these 2 pieces together along with this shoulder to sleeve line here. And when you choose these 2 patterns to make your sleeves, and you must be very careful when you sewing them together, because when you sewing it, you don't stretch the fabric. If you do that, your sleeve will not look good. And so I recommend to use this one piece sleeve. And there is mark here. I write front at this side, so you know this is the front side part. Okay, front side part. And make sure you make the mark according to the pattern. And the front side is 1 mark. The back side is 2 mark. Okay. And when you choose one of the pattern to make your own dress, you can adjust the length a little bit, such as the sleeves length, the dress length, the pants length, and just make sure you adjust it according to your own needs. And especially the front part and the back part, you make sure when you adjust the length of the dress, you make adjustment both front and back side. Okay. So it's sleeve, and this is the front part of the dress, and there is one waist dart and side waist. This is a waist dart, and this is a side dart to adjust the bust. Okay, don't forget to make the mark according to the pattern. And this is the back piece of the pattern of the main body part. And you can adjust the waist darts according to your need, because what decide how to decide the darts, how long is the darts is according to the waist and the bust. Okay, bust minus waist is the sum of your 4 waist darts. And this is the pants pattern, and we also have darts at the waist, and you can adjust the pants length by just simply cutting the hem, make the hem shorter or longer. Okay. The sleeve, you choose this. You cut the sleeve. You cut the fabric. You fold the fabric and cut one pair of the sleeve, and you fold the fabric. You fold the fabric and make the wrong side out, and cut the back side. Cut the back part of the pattern along the back central line with the fabric fold line, and cut one piece. And the same is for the front part. Okay, fold the wrong side out, and make the pattern central line along with the fabric fold line, and cut one piece of the fabric. And this is the pants pattern, and we cut 4. You can cut 4. Sorry, I don't remove the seam of the side central line, and you can remove it or keep it if you need, if you want make the waist more wider, but you can remove it. It's totally according to your needs. Okay, you fold the fabric wrong side out, and along this line of this pattern with the fold line, cut 2 pieces. Okay, 2 pieces. And this is the collar, and you fold the fabric, make the fabric right side facing right side, and cut 1 pair of the collar. And this is the front fly of the pants. So we cut three of them, and one pair of it, and plus one right side up. And be careful, I mark the up at this corner, and don't make the pattern upside down. Okay, 3 of it, and among them is one pair of flyer, and one piece of flyer is right side up. And this is the waistband for pants. Waistband, if you adjust the waist dart of the pants, so then this must be the extend tab must be longer than you need. You can adjust it later, but this is for this pattern. Okay. And okay, this one is cut one pair of it, and it's right side facing right side, and cut one pair of it. Then we sew it. This is the front facing at the right side. It will sew with the right sleeve at the front. Okay. Here we will sew them together and right side up. So that's all the patterns here. The next step, we should cut the fabric out according to the indication I've just made. Okay, I will use this fabric to make my ʻaʊʻdaɪ, and this is we put the fabric on the wide desk and make the right side up and fold it. This direction is the fabric direction. Okay, the length of the fabric. Now we fold the wrong side out. Make sure you don't stretch the fabric. Okay, this is fold 9, and we align the central line with the fold 9. This is the front piece of the front pattern. Align the front central line with the fold 9. Then we cut it. Okay, don't cut the dart. I cut the pattern for make sure you noticed. Here is side dart. Here is waist dart, front waist dart, and after you cut the pattern out, then you use pen to mark the dart. Okay, both sides, both the right side and the left side. So when you cut the fabric, I recommend you to make the wrong side out, so you can just draw the helping line on the fabric, and don't mess up with the right side of the fabric. Okay, because when we're making this kind of dress, our fabric we will use the expensive fabric to make it most of the times. So we should make sure we are not mark the right side. Okay, the same we cut the back body of the pattern and the sleeve. Okay, when we cut sleeve, we don't align the neck. 剪裁的时候千万不要拉扯你的面料，注意啊 ！Don't stretch your fabric when you cut it.不要忘记打剪口。不要剪进去啊！ Don't cut in it. Make mark of the dart. That's why we make the wrong side out. We will draw the line directly on the fabric. We don't want to draw it at the right side. 这就是为什么我们要把反面朝外这样子来剪的原因。我们会直接在这个线上，直接在面料上做一些标记。那我们经常都会用 比较贵重的面料了。我们不会想要在正面上直接这样子画画写写的，多浪费啊！万一洗掉呢？再次强调，不要剪掉啊！我把纸样剪开，只是为了给你们方便给你们看的。Don't cut here, okay? Don't cut the fabric. I cut the pattern just for you to see it clearly. Okay, we will flip it onto the other side and draw the line.我们把这个纸样全部剪好了之后，我们第一件事情是要先把这种各种绳给它做一个，把绳做出来，再进行其后续的缝合。所以说我们这个绳线一定要先画好。After we cut all the fabric out, we will sew the darts at first. So this step is very important. Okay. Okay, after I cut the the front part and the back part of the fabric, and I made the mark of the darts. Then, as soon as I mark it, I sew the darts at first, before I even sew the dress. In case the mark fade away. Okay, after I made the first, okay, now we fold the fabric the right side in, and we cut the sleeves, one pair of it. This is the right front facing, and it will connect with the right sleeve. Okay, we cut this pattern right side up, just for one. this is the next pattern for the coat dress, and we fold the fabric the right side in, and we put the pattern on it, and we use the pencil to draw the outer line, and after that we pin the fabric together in case when we cut the fabric the two of the fabric move. Okay, we try our best to make the fabric, the pattern, the fabric is identical after we cut it, are identical. Okay, so we use pin to keep they are not moving. Okay, after we finishing cutting our patterns, okay, we are stepping to the next phase. First we make some homemade glue, and how to make this glue, basically we use wheat starch to stir the wheat starch into the water and stir it. While we stir it, we are heating the water, and don't too much, and we observe the glue, the mixed water very carefully. As soon as the mixed material became this kind of glue, we stop heating and move it into a bowl and to cool it, and we will use it to firm our seam of each piece of the fabric we cut before. Okay, we can use this little tool to do this. We scoop some of the glue and brush it into the seam on the wrong side of the fabric. So please, you do this step on a smooth desktop, not on the fabric. It will mess up. Don't stretch the fabric, and each piece of the fabric you need to do this. It will help us it will help us to sew it later, and we don't make the dress very heavy, so we will not skip this step. You can use the you can iron the I don't know how to say that. Let me check. Okay, after you finish to glue the seam of the fabric, you set it for hours, and after it dry itself, not heat to dry it, just let it dry itself naturally. Okay. Okay, The next step, we should cut the fusible interfacing for the collar, the outside collar, and you can remove the seam of the interfacing. But in this case, we use thin fabric, so I suggest you keep the seam of the fusible interfacing to make your collar more shape. Okay, so this is interfacing, and you can see after I use homemade glue to brush it and the seam of each fabric each pattern piece, and after it dried, the fabric will curve itself naturally. And before we move into the next step, we should iron the fabric more flat, and you can use a little bit water, not too much. If you use too much water, it will mess up your fabric. Okay, and you can prepare one piece of fabric, cotton fabric, no color, and put it on the wrong side of each pattern, and then you put the water, spray the water on it, and use the iron to iron it flat. Okay, that's it. That's a little bit a small tip. Okay. Okay, I will demonstrate the step before we sewing them, and there is a iron job here. Okay, this is outside collar fabric piece, and we put the wrong side up. Remember, don't right side up. You should put it wrong side up, and then we use another cotton fabric. Usually we use the cotton without color or just white, but all other light colors cotton fabric that will not smear your fabric with the other colors. Okay, so then we put the helping fabric on the wrong side of the collar, and make sure we make the collar fabric curve edge flat, don't fold together. Then we spray some water, not too much, a little bit. Okay, then we iron it flat. When we iron it, please remember, not too much water, a little bit, it's enough. 记住啊，千万不要放太多的水，这样子你等于是把你的刚刚在那个缝缝上面做的那些胶水就白弄了。你把它把这两片布压在一起就没有意义了。你只是为了让它平整，帮助你下一步的这个进行，而不是说为了把它们运在一起。OK。稍微平一点了see, it's flat. Here is a little bit of curve, but I think you can keep doing this step to make it looks like this part, or to me that's enough. Okay, It's up to you 你可以继续把这边还有一点点卷起来的地方弄熨平的，像这边一样的平。那么对我来说，这里也足够我操作了。当然了，这个每个人情况不一样。OK， 记住不要太多水。Please remember, not too much water. You will regret. Our goal is just make the fabric flat, not iron these two pieces of fabric together, so you know. Okay, so the rest of the fabric will do the same step. Okay, after we make this fabric flat, then we iron this fusible interfacing of color to the wrong side of the color. We put them together. This side is the fusible side, and this side is the wrong side. Okay, we align them together, make sure the pattern fits themselves. Okay, that's why I suggest you guys keep the seam on the fusible interfacing of the corner, so that you can have more margin to adjust the outline of the color. Okay, especially when you use the light fabric to make this chosen. Okay, to make this dress ʻaʊʻdaɪ. Okay.我们烫可容秤的时候，就是向下压，不要来回的拖，直接向下压就可以了。温度可以稍微高一点。We just push down the iron to make them glued together. Okay. See? Okay. And we trim the outline. You can trim the outline, but I suggest you do it later. Okay. Okay, with the next step, we make the collar, and the inside the collar fabric is here, and we put these two. This is outside collar. Okay, we put them right side facing right side, and align them nicely. Okay, then we sew in the outside along the seam, and we keep the seam part open. You don't sew from here, you sew from here. Skip the seam. Okay, so from here to here, and this line is the neckline. We leave them open in order to use hand stitch to sew it to the neckline in the future. Okay. I suggest you draw the sewing line before you stitch these two pieces together, because the collar is the most important part of your dress So please make it perfect. Okay, after you stitch them together, you make some notches at the round corner to make sure when you flip the right side out, there is no too much fabric stuck together and makes the corner not good. Okay. Okay, we flip the right side out, then we iron the shape. Iron the shape. Okay. 先动中间。
There is one more thing. I suggest you guys to add the invisible zipper and the back central line instead of add the zipper under the right arm, and in that way you should make some adjust of your colors pattern, just like the picture on the screen. You move the old central line of the color to the red line, which is give you 1 centimeter extra seam for your zipper, and you fold your fabric to cut 2 pair of splitted colors for installing your zipper at the back central line.
Okay, this piece is right sleeve and the right side up. This one notch means this is the front side of the sleeve line, and there are 2 notches. It means it's a back line. Okay, and this is a small jean, and we will sew these 2 lines together, and they are both right side up, so we're doing this, sewing them together, and there may be a little bit of stretch here, and so do your sewing work now. Okay, the next step is we're sewing the sleeves to the main body part, both back and forth. But in this progress, please remember the right sleeve has extra part, which is small jean. Okay, we leave this part is open, not sewing to the front part, just like when we're sewing Cheongshan dress. Okay, this part is open, and this part sewing to the side seam at the right. Okay, this is the sleeve part. And the left sleeve is simple. We just sewing the back and fourth part to the attach it to the main part of the body, both front and back. Okay, one more thing. Before you sewing all the parts together, you should finish your hem in advance. Okay, you can just fold and finish your hemline, just like me. Okay, or you can using piping skill, or use the other color fabric bias tape to finish your hemline, and the hemline. Before you sewing all the fabric parts together, you should finish your hemline. Okay. As for the ʻaʊʻdaɪ, we don't usually using we usually use the simple finishing skill, just fold and sew it. Okay, make it clean, flat. That's enough. We need it swing in the wind. If you're using piping skill, maybe it cannot swing in the wind. You know my meaning. Okay, so the sleeve, the smudging, the slits. Okay, before you sewing them together, finish your hemline. Okay, I sew the left sleeve and to the back and front piece, and the slits open at the waistline. Okay, you can choose to open at the hip line, but the authentic ʻaʊʻdaɪ is open. The slip is open at the waist. Okay, waist. Okay, as for the right part, and you can use zip here use zip here, still to the waistline. This part is zipper. Okay. So let's do it. Okay. After we install the zipper, but not invisible zipper, the zipper must be split out open at the side seam, or you cannot dress it unless you are very thin. Okay, it should be open. Okay, we install the stand-up collar, and first you hand stitch the cover of the collar to the neckline, and make sure you found the central point, front central point, and the left part central point, and the right part central point, and the back part central point, and you using the hand stitch to install the collar, the outside collar to the neckline, and you iron it flat and stitch this line, close the sewing line, and stitch it again from the right part to the left part, and this part, see the extension of the front part. When you're using sewing machine to stitch it, and stitch it like this. Okay, and you can stitch this part to finish the hem of this part. Okay, after you're doing that, you flip the seam up and hide it under the inner part of the collar, and using hand stitch to stitch the inner part to the neckline, so you finish your collar's work here. Okay, we finish the dress part of the ʻaʊʻdaɪ, sewing the hook and eye at the collar, inside of the collar, hook and eyes. Okay, and we're using this kind of button to close our front jean from here. And remember, we're using the zipper, which can completely open, not invisible zipper here. Okay. It's up to your needs. Okay. We usually don't use Chinese frog button on ʻaʊʻdaɪ. Okay. ʻaʊʻdaɪ's special is simple, not extra decoration on it. Simple and elegant. Okay. Okay. The last part is to make the trousers for ʻaʊʻdaɪ, and we cut 2 pieces of the trousers fabric, and after that we sew the waist dart at first, and then we finish the hemline, and after that we stitch the side seam together, and this is wrong side. Okay. So this is the other piece of the trousers fabric, and we do the same. We put it into another trousers fabric, and now it's wrong side out, and we align them together according to the notch and the central line. Okay, this is the mark of the invisible zipper. We sew in the back and end the invisible zipper here. After that, we install the waistband. We install the waistband just like we install the stand collar. Okay. Before we install the waistband, we've sewing the 2 ends of the waistband inside and the wrong side. Then we flip the right side out. Okay. Then we stitch them to waistline. That's all.